What is going on, guys? What is going on? We are live. So this is a live stream commentary. We're right in the middle of the first fight of the main card. So the overall main event of this card, Dalton Smith against Jose Zepeda, Sandy Ryan against Terri Harper as well in the co-main. But right now we are, because I'm a little bit late starting as per usual, we are a little bit, well, we've just finished the first round actually of Levars versus Piotr Murga for the, or rather in the super bantamweight division. So as per usual with these streams, I'm going to be doing commentary of the fight itself. Like I say, we've just finished the first round of Murga against Levars. I won't be providing any footage of the fights. This one is streaming live on DAZN, so you'll have to, unfortunately, go elsewhere to find the actual footage itself. But yeah, we are ready to go. Hopefully this will be an exciting card. I'll be providing commentary throughout, and I hope you guys will have a good time watching this one. I hope everyone's having a good weekend as we get a nice shot of Nico in his corner. He's coming out. Bell sounds, round number 2. Here we go. Levars and Murga. Levars comes out swinging straight away to start round number 2. Murga on the back foot. Murga tries and lands from the outside. He's being backed up behind the jab. Both fighters against the ropes now. Referee breaks them up. Back to the action in the center of the ring. Nico Levars, Piotr Murga. Super bantamweight. Like I say, this is the first fight on the main card, which started at 3 p.m. Eastern time. The actual action is live on DAZN, but you can join me and for my live commentary. We'll be going throughout the whole show leading up to the main event. Jose Zepeda against Dalton Smith. And also, how are you doing, guys? Jesus, Carl Anthony, how are you doing? Thanks for joining me. So, yeah, and Sandy Ryan against Terri Harper, co-main event as well. Looking forward to that one. So referee breaks them up again, back to the action. So we're still in round number 2 here. Ooh. Nice shots landed there. It's pretty cagey to start this fight so far. I'd say Levars is probably getting the better of it, but Murga landed a couple of nice shots just as Levars lands a left hand straight on the chin. Referee breaks them up in the middle of the ring again. Both guys kind of just trying to find their way into the fight still. Not a ton of action landed, but like I say, Levars probably just winning these rounds so far, just winning this round rather, for me. Murga, though, landing a couple of nice shots. Ooh, tries for an uppercut, but he misses there. Nice jab lands from Murga. Levars trying to back him down, but he's eating a few shots in the process to do it. Oh! Big right hand landed there from Levars. He's got Murga up against the ropes now. Murga's in trouble. He's covering up, but he's getting unloaded on by Levars. Not all these shots are getting through. Murga's clinching. Oh, thank you on the, yeah, congrats. Well, I woke up this morning. I was surprised at that. I wasn't expecting to hit 1,000 this morning, but yeah, that's really exciting. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ooh. Levars still taking his time, though. He's being patient. He's not just going crazy and getting hit with the counters. He knows that Murga has felt the power, and now he's patiently trying to break him down as we get to the end of round 2 here. But that was a good round for Levars. Just listening into what they're saying in the corner. Will I be streaming Usyk and Fury on? Yes, I will. I will be streaming. I'll be streaming next weekend as well, the whole weekend. So I'll be doing the Friday night card that's in Arizona. I will be doing the Tim Tszyu card on the Saturday, and then I will be also doing the card on Sunday for Fabio Wardley against Fraser Clark. And then yeah, so I mean all of the I'll be streaming every Saturday from now on. So yeah, definitely on the on the 18th, assuming that it actually happens this time, which I'm optimistic that it will. But yes, I will definitely be streaming the whole day for Fury against Usyk. I'm looking forward to that one so much. I can't wait for that one. I just hope it actually happens. And then supposedly a couple of weeks later, we're going to have a great card on June 1st with Bivol against Beterbiev. I mean, I'm looking forward to that one so much as well. So there's really a lot of great stuff coming up in the next few months, really, honestly. So round number 3 here, Lavares and Murga. Murga's actually come out. He looks like he's actually still got some fight in him here after he got kind of beaten up in the second round, but he's come out and tried to throw a couple of jabs here, but Lavares walking him down behind his own jab. Murga's backed up and he gets hit with a right hand there as well. Murga's got to be careful here because he doesn't want to eat too many more of these shots. It looks like Lavares has the edge in punching power, and Murga doesn't want to eat two more of these. Lavares he's looking for the finish. He's being patient about it, but he's stalking Murga now, and he knows that he can hurt him. Murga's in the center of the ring, but he's the one on the defensive. He can't quite get through and reach Nico either. He just missed with a jab and a right hand, and Lavares is able to counter with a jab of his own. Oh, nice left hand, though, lands from Murga. Right hand there from Lavares. Lavares coming back swinging. Looks like there's a little bit of swelling as well around the eye of Lavares. So it looks like at least one of those big shots. I can't tell if it was one shot or an accumulation of several because he has eaten a few punches, but it looks like he's got some swelling around his left eye. Actually, so, oh. Murga there unloads with a couple of nice shots. A nice jab from Murga, but he's getting backed up against the ropes by Nico. Nico pushing him back and trying to unload with some uppercuts. Ooh, Murga's trying to fight his way out of the corner, and he's succeeding, but he's eating a lot of shots in the process. Ate a nice body shot there from Lavares. Yeah, Nico does look like he's got swelling around his left eye. Ooh, nice body shot. Lavares landed on, and a nice left hand to the chin. But he's doing well here to actually get himself off the ropes and punch himself off the ropes as well. He's not just clinching and waiting for the referee to break them up. Now he's swinging because he's backed up again. Lavares to the body and the head, alternating shots, and he gets through a couple of times. Murga's covering up now. It looks like he could be in serious trouble of getting stopped here. We got 13 seconds left in the round, so he needs to hang on. The referee's going to break them apart, though. It looked like if Lavares could have just unloaded a few more of those shots. It looked like Murga got stung to the body as well. He was kind of holding his midsection as he came out of that clinch. But that was another good round for Lavares. Murga's in the corner. He's not going to last, I think, much longer if he keeps getting pushed up against the ropes and unloaded on like that. I appreciate that. It's going well, Ghetto Genius. How are you? Yeah, it's going well. I'm hoping this will be a good card here. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. Dalton Smith, Jose Zepeda, main event here. I was at Zepeda's last fight live against, I think it was his last fight, pretty sure it was, against Richardson Hitchens, actually. But yeah, looking forward to this one. Dalton Smith is, I feel like, probably going to win, but still, you never know, and I hope we get an exciting fight regardless. So we're just waiting for round number 4 to get started here. My stream's just playing up a little bit. Just going to refresh this. But yeah, Murga's in his corner here. He looks like he's getting gassed out a little bit here. I think if he keeps having rounds like those last two, it's not going to be much longer before he gets taken out of here. Not necessarily stopped cold, but I think the referee might step in if he gets hit too much in these exchanges. and doesn't fire back with anything. All right. All right. So my stream's caught up now. So we're actually 2 minutes at the 2-minute mark of the 4th round. Apologies for that technical difficulties there, guys. But Murga's again getting backed up against the ropes by Lavares. All right. There's a bunch of blood, though, coming out of the eye of Lavares. Well, a cut, I should say, above the eye. And that's going to give Murga a chance to get back into this fight. He was losing the rounds other than that. And suddenly it actually looks visually like Lavares is actually the one in worse difficulty, even though I don't think he actually is. All right. The cut is opened up. It's not bleeding massively, but it is bleeding. It is a cut. And you won't want that to get too much worse. This has really allowed Murga to have a second chance here after it looked like he was starting to get in trouble. Now all of a sudden, he's the one that's actually putting the pressure on. All right, guys. Just going to bring up a new stream here. Who do I like in the Harper-Ryan fight? Well, I like Sandy Ryan. So I saw her last fight against Jessica McCaskill live, and she won that one on my scorecard, just being in the arena. Probably, I would say, 8 rounds to 2, but she didn't get the decision. It ended up being a draw. So I feel like Sandy Ryan is going to win. I'm just cautious, though, after actually seeing that kind of robbery live, whether I doubt something like that will happen again. So I'm going to say Sandy Ryan probably wins this one. What about you? Who are you taking? Getting a nice shot of the cut work being done in the corner. Ooh, if you actually see the close-up of this cut, it's actually quite deep. And I think they're actually doing a good job of stopping it from bleeding much more than it is. The cut on Lavares. It's a big cut. It's a deep, deep cut, actually. I think there's a legitimate chance that this cut, if you see on the replay, he got hit with a left hook from Murga right on the orbital bone. And it just opened up the cut right along the eyebrow. So the referee is going to be keeping an eye on that as Murga, to start the 5th round, immediately starts targeting the cut with a left hand. And like I say, Lavares got swelling under his other eye as well. So he's actually taken quite a few shots to the face as he fires back with a jab on Murga. Yeah, I'm enjoying the fights. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Especially because I hit the 1,000 subs this morning, which I wasn't expecting. So that's great. That made my day as well. But yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be a good card. So we're in round number 5 here. Murga against Lavares at the super bantamweight. And the issue that Lavares is having is that every time he gets hit with the jab now, every time he gets hit with a left hook, it's right on that cut, and it's making it bleed worse and worse, just as he gets hit with a body shot from Murga and then another left hook. And every time he gets hit now, it's going to make it more likely that the referee ends up taking a look at the cut in between rounds and potentially stopping the fight, because it looked quite bad in the intermission between the last round, and he's just gotten tagged quite a few times in round 5 here, and it's bleeding again after they closed it up in between rounds. So it's really, Lavares is going to really need to do his best to get Murga out of here, I think, before they look at this cut again and before it gets opened up even worse. Lavares lands with a nice jab. Sandy Ryan is going to get wrecked. Interesting. We'll see. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I could be wrong. Lavar is now trying to fire back with a jab. He gets hit right down the pipe by Murga. Lavar's backs Murga up. He hits him with a nice body shot and an uppercut to the body. But he's gotta be careful of that cut. He's got his hands up, which is good. But that opens up the body, and Murga swings with a couple of uppercuts. Both guys exchange jabs now. Couple of shots land from Murga. Murga's stalking Lavar's now. Lavar's has got his back up against the ropes. He's the one on the back foot after he had those strong opening rounds. Now Murga's walking him down. He's looking for an opening. Not swinging wildly, but he's trying to find an opening to land something heavy. Not sure how many rounds this one is for, actually. I think it's a 10-rounder, isn't it? Yeah, it's a 10-rounder. Ooh, both guys land shots. Lavar's landed to end the round. Murga's marked up as well. But that cut got opened up nicely again in that round, or not nicely if you're rooting for Lavar's. Woo. The cut man's going to have to do his best to get this closed. Every time he takes the cotton off, the referee's not looking at it though, but every time he takes the cotton off, you can see it's a deep cut. It's not just a paper cut for sure. So this is a 10-rounder, by the way. So we're halfway through the fight now. This is the opening one on the main card. His trainer's basically telling him not to stand in the pocket. Lavar's in exchange. He's telling him he needs to move laterally more. And he does, because he doesn't want to just be getting teed off with headshots. So that's good. All right, so they've closed the cut up nicely now. Round 6 just getting underway. Nico Lavar's against Piotr Murga. Super bantamweight action, guys. Lavar's coming out well, actually, here. He's not slowing down despite the cut. And he's managed to keep it protected so far. He's managed to keep his right hand and protect himself from getting hit on that side as he uses the jab now. And he tags Murga on the chin. It's been some good action in this fight so far. Lavar's doubles up on the jab, but he misses both times. Now Murga's trying to back him up. Misses with a jab of his own. Both guys missing with jabs. Ooh. Head and body shots landing from Murga. But Lavar is coming back firing. The whole fight changed when Lavar's got cut, because prior to that, it looked like he was the one that was starting to dominate. Nice shot landed there. I appreciate that, Carl Anthony. Ooh. Nice shots. Shots landing from Murga. But Lavar's is firing back, though. He's not backing down. Like, he's not feeling sorry for himself with this cut. But it's definitely turned into more of a 50-50 fight now. If anything, it's trending in Murga's direction. But Lavar's, he's giving, I would say, almost as good as he's getting in the last minute or so. And he lands with a right hand straight on the chin. Murga hits him with an uppercut as he comes forward. Ooh, a couple of vicious body shots landed by Murga as well. "18 seconds left in the round. Body shot lands from Lavar's, but he takes a couple in the process. Both guys trying to exchange in the center of the ring. Both guys landing shots. Lavar's lands right hands twice and a left to end the round. Lavar's, I would say, got the better of the second half of that round. Mirga in his corner. He's definitely less marked up on his face. There's quite a lot of blood, but it's not his. He did get tagged with some big shots, though. Both guys have done well to stay on their feet here. They've eaten some big shots. Big left hook there landed as well from Mirga. Both guys, like I say, both guys landed some big shots in that round, but I think probably Mirga did better at the beginning, but Lavar's probably will get that round, I think, just based on the shots that he landed at the end. Visually, though, Mirga just looks a lot better. He does not cut. He doesn't have any kind of marking around his face, really, compared with what Lavar's does as we get round 7 underway. So we got 4 rounds to go. It's a 10-rounder at super bantamweight. Ooh. This has been a competitive fight so far. I don't know who's going to get the decision on the scorecards, and it might not even make it that far yet, but it's been very, very competitive so far. Couple of jabs land from Mirga. Lavar is firing back again. It's really, both guys are landing and then firing back. They're getting hit, but they're coming straight back. Both guys are getting hit to the body and the head. There's not been a lot of clinching either, as the referee breaks them up against the ropes there, but there's not been a ton of clinching. It's been more on the inside with both guys trying to exchange, taking turns, walking each other down, and then trying to exchange on the inside as Lavar's lands a right hook. Or rather, Mirga lands a right hook, I should say. Mirga doubles up the jab, but Lavar's fires back. It's about 1.5 minutes left in the round now. Lavar's, whoa, both guys exchanging in the center, but Lavar's looked like he's wobbled Mirga a little bit. He's backed him up against the ropes, and he's unloading on him. Mirga looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. He wobbled a little bit, but he's still firing back. Lavar's trying to dig to the body. Looks like Mirga stumbled, but the referee breaks them up, so he gets off the ropes, but Lavar manages to come back with an uppercut. Mirga, he's backed against the corner, backed in the corner again. Both guys look very tired. There's 1 minute left in round number 7, and they're in the clinch here. Both guys look tired. It's been fought at a fast pace, this one. Both guys exchange there. Mirga trying to land some nice hooks, but they land on the gloves and on the arms. You can tell both guys are tiring, though. They're up close, and they're leaning on each other. Mirga's landing an uppercut. He tries to land an uppercut as Lavar's comes in. Lavar's, though, he fires back with the rights and lefts of his own. Mirga is up against the ropes. It looks like both guys are going to get out of this round. There's 20 seconds to go unless something big gets landed. Mirga lands a nice couple of shots there, especially a big body punch. And he gets through with another jab as well. Well, you can see Mirga wincing from that body shot, though, as he went back to his corner. I don't know who's actually going to win this one if it does go to the scorecard. It's been very close. But it looks like both guys have sections of the fight where it looks like they're getting a lot more confident. They're landing more shots. And then the other guy comes back, lands something big, and then they exchange. So there really haven't been large sections of the fight where one guy has completely dominated the other. Maybe in the first 2 rounds, Lavar's was more dominant, I would say. But overall, it's been close with both guys having success at different points in each round. I don't think there's been a ton of dominant rounds where one guy is just completely one-sided. All right. Round number 8 underway, guys. This has been a good opener to this card. Livars and Mirga, both guys exchanging jabs. The fight's here to be won by either guy, though. Whoever wins these last couple of rounds, either one of them can win this one, absolutely. Referee breaks them up in the clinches now. Livars has done really well, though, after he got cut, and his team has done really well to actually stop the bleeding, because for a little bit it looked like he was going to be in danger of getting stopped, possibly because of the cut. And it's actually managed to be, they've gotten it under control. And he doubles up now with a whole bunch of jabs, mixes in some straight rights. He's unloading on Mirga in the corner, who tries to fire back with hooks. But Livars has got Mirga up against the ropes. He's hitting him on the chin. Referee's going to break them up. But Livars managed to have a good moment there as he hits him, Mirga, on the chin again. Both guys are really tough. Like, both guys have eaten some shots. Oh, Mirga's taken some big body shots. There's been a couple of rounds, and he just took another one there. There's been a couple of rounds where he's gone back to the corner wincing. He's eaten some big body shots here, some uppercuts, some hooks to the body. Both guys leaning on each other in the center of the ring now. Livars gets backed up against the ropes, but now he backs Mirga up. Mirga tends to put, or he's tired, so he's leaning his head down quite a bit on the inside, and it's meaning that Livars is able to hit him with hooks to the head, because Mirga's trying to keep his hands low to protect his body from these body punches that he's been taking, and that's opening him up to getting hit with the hooks as well. He really needs to be moving his feet more, Mirga, but he's too tired to actually do anything other than hold in the clinches and try and throw a few shots of his own to get Livars off of him. But I think this has been a pretty good round for Livars. Livars is actually, like I say, he's alternating very effectively head and body, and it's causing Mirga a lot of problems as he gets more tired, because he can't defend both areas at the same time, and he's dropping his head quite a bit. Nice jab lands there from Livars. Livars is dominating the end of this round here. Mirga tries to fire back, but Livars is going to win this round quite comfortably, I think. Bell goes. That was a strong round for Livars. So we got 2 rounds to go now. That cut looks like it's under control. The cut team, or the cut man, has done a really good job. And I think if Livars has another 2 rounds like that, he will probably get the decision, I think. Just listening to his trainer in the corner now. His trainer telling him, so basically his trainer's telling him to try and hit him more in the clinches instead of just clinching and holding, because if he has the stamina to do that, it does look like Mirga's fading, especially on the inside. And he's there to be hit once Livars can walk him down, which he does already to start round number 9. Livars is being tested here, though. Mirga managing to move his feet, though, a bit more to start this round, and he gets a nice combination to the body. He's on the back foot. He's trying to keep Livars off him. Livars getting through with the jab, though. It's those alternating head and body shots that are opening Mirga up to getting beaten up, though, because he just didn't seem to have the energy once he gets cornered to move his feet, and he was not really able to do anything about those hooks to the head in the last round. He's doing better this round, but I would say Lavar's is still winning it on point. He eats an uppercut there and a straight right, rocks his head back, body shot as well. Mirga's down. Mirga's down from a body shot, a left hook to the body. Like I said, he's eaten. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to get back up. He's eaten. Yep. So that's it. Mirga took a lot of body shots, and he was wincing earlier in the fight and holding his midsection. Hopefully he's all right. But Nico Lavar's gets the victory in round 9. Body shot, left hook to the or left uppercut to the body over Piotr Mirga. Lavar's was 5-0-1 going into this. Mirga was 7-2. I believe Lavar's was the favorite. Like I say, Mirga, he took a lot of, so even though he did get stopped with a body shot, he took a lot of punches to his midsection in this fight, and he was visibly wincing earlier. So in a way, even though he did get stopped with the body shot, he actually showed a lot of toughness because he got hit with that punch quite a few times. What let him down, I think, really was the footwork. If he had been able to move his feet more and not stand directly in front of Lavar's, I think he would have taken a lot fewer shots to the body, and he might have been able to make it to the end of the fight. But Lavar's, he dominated the first 2 rounds, and now he deserves this victory, I think, overall. I feel sorry for Mirga that he got stopped, but Lavar's overall, I think, was probably going to deserve the victory on the scorecards anyway, especially because with that cut, it looked like it was going to get stopped, but it didn't. Who else is looking forward to Zurdo against Gulamirian for the cruiserweight title next week? I haven't actually seen a lot of coverage of that fight. Even the press conference doesn't have that much interest on YouTube. And it's going up against the Tim Tszyu fight. But I am interested in that one. I think it's going to be quite an interesting cruiserweight title fight because Gulamirian is being trained by Abel Sanchez. He's the only fighter, to my knowledge, that Abel Sanchez is currently training. Obviously, Abel Sanchez, former trainer of Golovkin, and he's speaking highly of Gulamirian. So I'm interested to see how he does against Zurdo. He's the favorite, but Zurdo's the bigger name, I would say, probably. But I think that fight's probably going to get lost a little bit alongside the Tim Tszyu one, but I'm still interested in it. I think it could be a good one. Nico Lavar's improves to 6-0-1 with that win, by the way. So thank you all for joining me. Like I say, we're here all the way through this card for the main event, ultimately Dalton Smith against Jose Zepeda and Sandy Ryan against Terri Harper in the co-main event. Bad cut, though, from Lavar's. So what's coming up next? They're talking about Terri Harper against Sandy Ryan. I don't think that's coming up next, though, is it? Yeah, okay, coming up. So I assume that's not coming up next. So getting an interview with Sandy Ryan now, I think. She really should have 3 belts because she got robbed against McCaskill. I'm hoping Sandy Ryan wins just because, like I say, she deserved to win against McCaskill. She should really be holding 3 belts at this point instead of just 1. I believe she's based out of the States now full-time instead of being with Clifton Mitchell and Darby, who she was with before. I think she's based out of Vegas now, if I'm not mistaken. Someone let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but Sandy Ryan's based out of Vegas, or at least her training camp is based out of Vegas now, I believe. We'll see, though. We'll see how it goes. Dalton Smith now entering the arena. I assume this was probably earlier on. It might be live. All right, guys. Campbell Hatton as well, son of Ricky Hatton, coming up on this card as well. Going to, oh, okay, so it's Campbell Hatton is coming up next against James Flint, then Central Area title at super lightweight. Campbell Hatton, one thing I like about him is that he's actually done something that you typically see sometimes, I think, more with Mexican fighters as opposed to British fighters, is actually build his way up through pro fights, basically, instead of having much of an amateur career. He only had 3 amateur fights, and I know a lot of that was, I believe, due to COVID, because I think in the UK, there weren't any fights happening at that point when he turned professional. His first fight, I remember watching it. It was in Gibraltar on one of the Matchroom cards. I don't remember. I think that was the Dylan White. If I remember correctly, that was the Dylan White against Povetkin rematch that Campbell Hatton made his debut on. I remember watching it. And at the time, I wasn't super impressed with him, but I'm impressed with the way that he's actually gone about fighting fairly regularly and, well, actually very regularly and on professional fights. I think there's a lot to be said for doing that because, you know, the reality is you get beat up in sparring as well. And you might as well, from my point of view, actually do this in the ring where you're getting paid for it. And yeah, there's a risk of losing, but you know, you can get knocked out, you can get KO'd, you can get injured in sparring, and nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to know about it. You're not paid for it. So I think there's a lot to be said for actually learning in the ring, like a lot of Mexican fighters do, like Canelo did. And Campbell Hatton, what is this? So it's his first fight of the year, but I think he fought 5 or 6 times last year, but you don't see that often from a lot of British prospects. So I think that is actually something that's potentially really good for him. So I'm curious to see what Campbell looks like here. But like I say, I've watched him since his first pro fight, and he's improved, in my opinion, considering he's really only had 14 fights in total, basically in his whole career, because he pretty much didn't have an amateur career at all. And especially at the lighter weight classes where you have guys who are more skilled in general, there's a risk to that. But like I say, I think there's a reward as well, because you don't have the risk of getting injured in sparring for nothing. So anyway, we'll see how Campbell Hatton's able to do tonight, what he looks like. Coming up next. Against James Flint. So the 10-rounder as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this venue, this arena in Sheffield is the is where, if I'm not mistaken, Eddie Hearn at least put on his very first show, I believe, which was Matthew Hatton, was it not, against Kell Brook, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm misremembering that. I believe it was the case, though. Let me look that up, but I'm pretty sure that was the first Matchroom fight that they put on after Audley Harrison against David Hay, or that Eddie Hearn put on, was